Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Sports King Domcast. We're back. I'm Dominic, joined by one half of the Price Brothers, Daniel, and we're going to talk about the UEFA Champions League round of 16. We had the draw in the previous week. The group stage is finally wrapped up after, of course, 6 match days, all fun, all exciting, filled with action throughout. Dan, before the Champions League even started, you had a nice little post come out on our website. You got 14 of the 16 teams correct to go through. The only teams you missed were Marseille, who put a little bit of a stinker up, and Inter, who put even more of a stinker up. But we're not going to talk about those teams. We're going to talk about the teams that made it through to the round of 16, and we'll start Group A. We saw two really good teams obviously finish top of that group. We saw the defending champions, Bayern Munich, followed by the team who's always also in the Champions League as well, Atletico Madrid. They're going to go through. Bayern tops the group. Atletico finishes second. Salzburg, they're going to head to the Europa League. Group B, we'll look at. That was probably the most competitive group throughout. Real Madrid and Mönchengladbach, they make it through. Real Madrid finishes with 10 points, Mönchengladbach with 8 points. Shakhtar is going to go down to the Europa League, and Inter finished fourth in that group. Group C, Manchester City and FC Porto, they ran away with this group. Manchester City finishes with 16 points, Porto with 13. Olympiacos FC, they're going to go to Europa League, and Marseille finishes fourth. Group D, this was kind of a fun one. It came down to the last day as well. Liverpool, they finished top of the group with 13 points. Atalanta, they come in second. For the second year in a row, they're heading to the round of 16. Very impressive stuff from Atalanta. They finished with 11 points. Ajax, they'll be going to the Europa League with 7 points. And FC, help me out, Midtjylland and Midland.
Yeah, Midland.
2 points. They're going to go fourth place. Group E, this is kind of easy for two teams as well. Chelsea and Sevilla. Chelsea finishes with 14 points. Sevilla 13. Krasnodar, they go down to the Europa League. Stade Rennes finishes fourth. Group F, Borussia Dortmund, they finished top along with Lazio in second place. Dortmund 13, Lazio at 10. Bruges finishes with 8 points. They're going to go to Europa League, and Zenit finishes last with only 1 point. Group G, a really fun group. Obviously, we had Juve and Barcelona. We knew they were going to go through, but it's just fun to see Ronaldo and Messi again. Juve, they finished top. They have the tiebreaker. Both teams had 15 points, so Barcelona officially finishes second. Dynamo Kiev, they're going to go into the fourth place, and Ferencvaros, they finished the last 1 point. And Group H, this is another one. It was really fun. Came down the last day. PSG, they topped the group, 12 points. RB Leipzig follows through at second place. They finished with 12 points as well. And Manchester United, they're going to go to Europa League. They finished with 9 points after match day 6 loss. Result didn't go their way, so now they're heading to Europa League. So we'll talk about the draws real quick, and then we'll think about how these games are going to go out. First one, we'll see this game take place first on Tuesday, February 16th. Barcelona, they're going to play PSG. That's going to be a fun one. Also on the same day, RB Leipzig, they're going to play Liverpool. On Wednesday, February 17th, FC Porto, they'll play Juventus. Also on the same day, Sevilla will play Borussia Dortmund. On Tuesday, the 23rd of February, Atletico Madrid will play Chelsea. Also the same day, Lazio, they will play Bayern Munich. And then on Wednesday, February 24th, Atalanta will play Real Madrid, and Borussia Mönchengladbach will play Manchester City. Those are the dates for the first legs of the round of 16. But let's just get right into them, and we'll start with that Barcelona-PSG matchup. That's probably the headliner matchup out of all the matchups that I just named. Should be a fun one. We'll see Messi and Neymar go at each other again. Dan, let's just get right into it. What do you got at this one?
Yeah, I mean, you said it. This is the one that catches everyone's attention. It has the name value, definitely. Neymar versus Barcelona again. We got Messi on Barcelona, Ansu Fati, all the other guys, and then Neymar and Mbappe with PSG. This one should be interesting. Two clubs that really need to win, like get through this stage, because the managers are on the hot seat. Both clubs are kind of in a bit of shambles, if we're being honest. Barcelona is not doing too great in the league right now. PSG, they've kind of caught up after a rocky start, but it is League On. It's kind of expected of them. But this game, or these two games rather, should be very interesting. These two teams, it really depends on how their stars play, that their performance overall. I mean, typically that's how that happens, but these are two not very well-rounded teams. They're going to rely on their guys. And for me, it's hard to bet against Messi because he's, probably one of the greatest of all time. But, if Neymar and Mbappe both catch form, I really could see them winning this, at least making it very difficult for Barcelona.
I'd have to agree. I really like PSG. It's hard to pick against them, but at the same time, it's also very hard to pick against Messi in the Champions League at any point, no matter how the team around him is performing. It's hard to pick against them. But we'll come back to it. We'll make official predictions right at the end when we wrap up all of them. Next one, we'll look at RB Leipzig, and they're going to go up against Liverpool. Liverpool, I mean, we all know how good they are. RB Leipzig, they looked impressive last year throughout the Champions League. Dan, what do you got on this one?
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a tough one for Liverpool. Obviously, they're the favorites. They're Liverpool. Liverpool, Klopp managing those guys, Salah, Mane. I maybe by the time these games are played, Liverpool will be a bit healthier. Maybe I'm not quite sure, but maybe we'll see Van Dijk, Gomez, Thiago. Maybe some of those guys will come back, so that'll help them out a lot. But Leipzig are they're a very hard team to beat. They're coached very well by Nagelsmann. They're very defensively sound, led by Upamecano. I mean, if you're a Leipzig fan, you're hoping that one of your star players doesn't get poached off in January. But I also Leipzig the other day made the signing of, I forget how to pronounce the name, but the star from RB Salzburg, he's a creative midfielder, is going to Leipzig. They always do that. They go from Salzburg to Leipzig, then to somewhere else. So that could be a factor in this. He's a very good player. Um, so I definitely don't think this will be a walk in the park for Liverpool, but it is Liverpool, so it's going to be very hard to bet against them.
Yeah, I think Liverpool, as you said, they're very banged up. But again, these games will take place mid-February, so hopefully they'll be a little bit more healthy, a bit prepared for this matchup. It was a weird Champions League for them last year because they went up against Atletico Madrid, and it was all, oh, when we get back to Anfield, things are going to be different. It wasn't, but I
No
think
Allison last year
no
really hurt
Allison as
them.
well. Yeah, so hopefully, I mean, they should be good by February. I mean, they probably still won't be 100%, but they'll look to win this matchup. And again, we'll make official predictions on it once we wrap up the rest of them. Next one, as I said, these ones are going to take place on Wednesday, February 17th now. FC Porto, probably the odds on least favorite to win this, I would say. They're going to go up against Juventus. And I don't want to say it because I say it every year. Juve gets probably the easiest team in the draw again. But I said it against Lyon. I said it when they played Ajax a few years back. I'm not going to say it now. So maybe if you want to say it, Dan, go for it. But I'm not going to.
Yeah, I think I am gonna say it, just because at this point in the group stage or in the UCL, I don't see them choking too bad. Um, but they definitely to me got the easiest draw. Not This isn't to knock Porto, but it's just at this point these are the 16 teams in Europe that made to this point that deserve it, and Porto to me is just like the least talented. Maybe Mönchengladbach, but I quite like their team. So, this is Ronaldo in the Champions League we're talking about, even though the rest of the team really has not played well, if we're being honest. Maybe Weston McKennie's been quite good this year so far, but the team's uber reliant on Ronaldo. But I think that'll see them through these two games.
Yeah, I mean they've been performing very well in the Champions League. Serie A is a completely different story, but like you said, the Ronaldo factor, Champions League. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll move on to the next games. Sevilla, they're going to play Borussia Dortmund. What do you got on this one, Dan?
Yeah, this one could be very interesting as well. Sevilla's very very well coached, and they're just good in Europe. I mean, most of their success does come in the Europa League, but we saw it in the group stage, albeit it wasn't the most difficult group for them. I mean, they kept neck and neck with Chelsea most of the way. They just performed very well as a group. There's no like super outstanding player like there is on Dortmund. But on the flip side of that, Dortmund do have those outstanding players. They have Holland, they have Sancho. So they're very young, very fast, and I mean Holland's form in the Champions League for a 20-year-old is just insane. I think he's averaging more like goals and assists per like it's over one goals and assists per game in the Champions League for him at this stage in his career, which is just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this Dortmund team. I think they have the pieces. I'm not going to say they'll go all the way and win it this year, but I like the team. They got, as you said, they got Sancho. They got Holland, who's an amazing striker at such a young age. So I think it's hard for them not to win this. But like you said, Sevilla does have a lot of success. Granted, it does come in the Europa League. They're still a good team when it comes in Europe. So this will be a fun one to watch. We'll move on to the next one. Atletico Madrid. They played Chelsea. This is another interesting one. Dan, what do you got here for us?
Yeah, to me, this is besides the Barcelona PSG one, this one too, one of the bigger matchups because we have, I think, two really talented teams. I mean, Atletico Madrid's always really good in Europe, but this year, what I think they've added is a bit of attack to their, normal just defensive nature. I mean, João Felix has played exceptionally well this year. Last year there was all the, he was very overpriced, which he was, but that's what they had to pay for him. I think they'll see a return on their investment over the years. He's like 20 years old. So he's been great, and it's helped because they're so sound at the back. They have Oblak, who's top three keeper in the world. I don't think anyone's really going to argue that. So, and then with Chelsea, sometimes, especially in the Premier League this year, they have trouble against the big sides, but that could just be league play because they're also like an uber talented team. Their attack, like if they click together with Havertz, Werner, Ziyech, if Pulisic comes back healthy, like when they're clicking, that's a scary attack to face, even if you are Atletico Madrid. However, the experience and the coaching, I think, is what'll be the difference in this matchup.
Yeah, it should be fun to see Atletico Madrid's very strong defense go up against the good attack of Chelsea. That should be a fun matchup to definitely look out for. And this will be a fun two games between the two teams. It's kind of a coin flip for me, realistically. But as I said, let's just keep rolling. We'll get to the predictions in a little bit. Next game, Lazio. They play the defending champions, Bayern Munich. Dan, what do you got here?
Yeah, it's I think I don't really see a way in which Bayern loses this matchup. Sad to say, I mean, I like Italian soccer. Lazio, fun to watch sometimes. Immobile scores goals all the time, but I just I really can't picture an upset in this sense. Bayern's still rolling. It's insane.
Yep, perfectly said. We'll just leave it at that. The next matchup, Atalanta. They're going to play Real Madrid. This should be a pretty fun one as well. Dan, what do you got on this?
Yeah, this one should definitely be fun. Real kind of just made. I mean, they did finish first, but they needed a few good fixtures there at the end of the group stage to make it through in that tough group B. I believe it was Group B. And Atalanta, they also needed a final match day win to get in over Ajax. And this one, I mean, Real, we talked about it if you've seen some of our other videos. They just have not looked fantastic this year, for being honest, especially when Sergio Ramos is in play. Varane just does not really look good in the whole defense, for that matter. And Atalanta loves to score goals. So this could be an interesting one. Real is really going to need a good performance out of Benzema and Ramos if they want to see it through. But I could see Atalanta getting through. They played very well in the Champions League last year.
Yep, well said. And the last matchup of the round of 16, Borussia Mönchengladbach. They play Manchester City. Again, this is probably an easy one to pick from. But Dan, go ahead and tell us what you got.
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit closer just because City's form has been so this year. And I do like this Mönchengladbach team. I think they're very, very sound, have a very solid base and some good attackers. But in the end, I feel like there might be too much of a talent gap between the two teams. And I think that might end up going City's way.
Well said. All right, we've gone through all the games, and now let's make some official predictions. So we'll start back at the top again. Barcelona, PSG. Dan, quick predictions here.
I think that I think that Barcelona will go through on away goals.
Yeah, this is one of those coin flip ones for me. I think the coin this time is going to land on PSG. I think you said it earlier. If Neymar and Mbappe can really start getting in form, I know Neymar recently got a little bit of a knock, but hopefully he'll be okay by the time this rolls around. So I'm going to take PSG. I think they can pull this one through. Next one, RB Leipzig, Liverpool.
This is tough because I do think Leipzig will put up a fight. However, especially if they get healthy, I see Liverpool definitely going through, straight through, not on away goals or anything.
Yeah, I think we'll see a similar thing to what Liverpool went through with Atletico last year. They might lose the away fixture Liverpool, but they'll be like, wait till we get to Anfield, and then they'll really start to shine. They'll probably pull through on it. So I'll take Liverpool. Next matchup: FC Porto, Juventus.
Juventus, I really hope it's not too close. I don't think it should be.
I
Juventus.
fully expect Juventus to win this, maybe like 4-3, with the fourth goal coming in like the 93rd minute of the second leg, just because that's how Juventus does it. I can't remember the last time they comfortably won a two-leg affair. So I'll take Juve, very close against Porto. Next game, Sevilla, Borussia Dortmund.
Whew. I think I'm gonna go Dortmund on away goals. I think it'll be close because I do like Sevilla. They're a very good squad. However, I don't see Holland's goal scoring stopping at this stage in the group in UCL.
Yep, I have to agree. I think Dortmund, they get through. I think it'll be very close, though. I don't think it'll be very comfortable for them. Next game, Atletico Madrid against Chelsea.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Atletico. I think the coaching and the experience is just gonna see these guys through. But like I said, if Chelsea's attack, like with Pulisic back, is really clicking, I don't know many defenses that can stop that.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think Simeone plays that really good. I'll grab one goal and then park the bus. He plays that pretty well. And maybe occasionally they'll grab a second goal and park the bus. So I think I'll take Atletico to win this. Next game, Lazio, Bayern. It's probably an easy one. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, Bayern. Yep, Bayern.
I'm just going to rep Serie A. I'll take Lazio. Next game, Atalanta versus Real Madrid.
This is a tough one. I think I'm gonna go Atalanta. I think Zidane's magic runs out here, and I think we'll probably see a sacking either right after this fixture happens or by the end of the season.
Again, I'm going to represent Serie A. I would have taken them anyway, though. Atalanta, they go through. In the final game, Borussia Mönchengladbach, Manchester City. Go ahead, Dan.
You know what? I'm gonna ride with Mönchengladbach. They were my team going to the group stage. I said they would go through. They can surprise, and I think City has been accustomed to too many easy group stages and fixtures, and I think they'll come in with that same mentality, and then they won't be ready for it this time. So I'm gonna go Mönchengladbach.
I'm going to set the scene for you, okay? Second leg, Mönchengladbach, they get a goal, 94th minute. The crowd goes wild, and the game
4-1.
ends 7-1.
Mm.
Manchester City goes through. Should be the easiest games of their life, honestly. I'm not sure how much they paid UEFA to get this draw. Probably not enough, because considering they didn't get Porto, but congratulations, Manchester City. You've made UEFA just so much fun for us to watch throughout the years. All right, that'll do it for us. The UEFA round of 16 Champions League, as I mentioned, it'll start mid-February. It'll wrap up mid-March when the second legs are played. And then we'll go on to the quarterfinals. And just like that, we're already pretty deep in the Champions League. Feels like just yesterday, Bayern Munich won it. But here we are, zooming right through it, zooming through the season as well. And you can be sure we'll be talking about this throughout the way. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We'll talk about it there. Subscribe to us here. We'll be making more videos on this. Hope you enjoyed. I've been Dominic. This has been Dan, one half of the Price Brothers. And we will catch you all later. So, adios, everyone.